Hi everybody. Today is Saturday, June 27th. Welcome to the Summit Street Garden. Are we looking at lettuce or are we looking at cactus?
I'm looking at lettuce.
Okay, so there's lots of lettuce. David got lots of lettuce. It's been pretty good in the salads too, but one of the specials of this week are these cactus flowers. These are cactus that we kind of dug up from all over the place, and they have taken off, and they're in like not quite full bloom, but pretty darn good. It's funny, this side maybe it gets more sun, or blooming before that side. So that's the cactus, one of the cactus succulent gardens with a few weeds thrown in. And then over here we've got our sort of our main flower garden, the first flower garden. These are the new yarrow, that cranberry yarrow. And the new Jacob's ladder. Now the peonies are kind of done, but as we were just talking, the pinks, so they're red, are out, as are these beautiful, this is really great, lots of bees, but the sea holly, and this is this new gay feather that's going to kind of mimic the foxglove. That plant, the biggest plant in the garden right now, was like a little scrawny thing that was thrown in with some other plants I bought 2 years ago. And I forget exactly, this is angel's breath or something, but this has just come into bloom. We started with one of them, but it did so well we got another one. The irises are done. The peonies are done. The phlox is, actually, look at that. The phlox is starting to flower. I hadn't even noticed that yesterday. And that enormous false indigo over here, this has got these little pods now. I don't know if you can see the pods, but they turn sort of black and they have seeds in them. Apparently in Mexico you use that as like a little instrument. And then this Russian sage that's getting totally buried, but oh well. And then I forget what this is called, but it's spreading great. Oh, and look, that's starting a flower too. That has that red flower that's in another week or two will be gorgeous. I haven't seen that. And these are this Joe Pye weed that in another few weeks will be up to here. Like this thing is already up to here with, this is butterfly bush. Purple flowers about to arrive. Then I'll step over here and you can, oh boy, those need dead honey. Anyway, we've got the roses that are rosing, and more pinks. I forget what this guy is called. We have ornamental grass. Everywhere you see back here, there's variations of grass. This is a good demonstration of better soil and less good soil for how that does. And we have our makeshift bird baths over here. And then back here, those are, that's the echinacea, that white one that looks like a daisy. And this, I forgot what the coreopsis. And then we have our sort of entryway over here, our bamboo, and this clematis that will have white flowers that is going crazy. And then here, by the driveway, we have, what do they call? Blah, 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 blah.
Black-eyed Susan.
Black-eyed Susan. And then when I transplanted some black-eyed Susan last year from Carol, our neighbor, this other flower came with that is so cute. It's like a little buttercup back here. And that's taken off. Are you on?
Sure.
so so this is sort of the entryway from the driveway. So this is a new plant, which we really should water, is flowering quince. This will have orange flowers. And then at the head of the driveway, we have this really quite beautiful purple clematis that's going great. And we've planted this year some roses that are beginning to bloom. That's a Benjamin Britten rose. And I forget what this little violet color annual is that David got a ton of. And then this other one, this darker one, which I also forgot the name of. Oh, here it is. This is Gumfrina. And this is a flower that we saw in Burundi at Village Healthworks. They have this planted everywhere. So I really liked it, and we put it in here. And then we have some plants that will get very large and create some privacy for the hammocks and stuff. This is the limelight hydrangea. And then over here we have the Rosa rugosa. And the beach rose. So these are the Rosa rugosa, the beach rose that we need to water. But they seem to be taken on, and that one I cut back is doing fine. And out there, there's some more limelights, although that third one is not doing well. I might replace that. And this Rosa rugosa oh look, there's like a rose hip. Fun. Some nice blooms there. And now we'll mosey over to the shade garden and the front of the house garden. All right, so actually we're going to look at the kitchen garden. These are our beautiful stairs. This is sort of the pièce de résistance of the stonework. So this is the kitchen garden. We have nasturtium that have gotten insanely big, and we need to figure out what to do with them. And that's a butterfly bush. David's tomatoes and peas, seafood, with the mulch, seaweed mulch, and we have all sorts of herbs. This is, what is that? Tarragon.
Good though.
Oregano, lettuce. This is oregano. We need to start figuring out how to dry things, because that's remarkable. And then we have green onions and scallions, and then this is my favorite, the lemon thyme. That is great. And more lettuce. We really need to figure out about storing herbs, and you can see these are our little snackies. This is a pea. That's very good. And then if we head over here, this is a Rose of Sharon tree that will eventually become a nice border here. Oh, and the hosta. The hosta are transplants from Cambridge, and they've done quite well here in the shade. On the side of the house, on the shade garden, and these are coral bells that we transplanted from another location, and this is a lace cap hydrangea that's going to be tall. So this will be sort of covered with 4-foot high hydrangeas, and interestingly, it's a blue billow, but it's coming in slightly pinkish. So, and then this other shade plant, what is this one? This is called Runera, and that has like a silvery leaf and little blue flowers, meant to match the blue hydrangea that now are pink. And then I transplanted some lily of the valley from Cambridge, but that hasn't quite taken hold yet. But these seem to be growing, that's good. Another hydrangea, more hostas. Shade garden hostas sort of flock both sides of the stairs of the deck. And then this, in the front, we have a new garden, which I'll show you next. So this is mallow that grows quite tall, and foxglove, and we keep saying that these daisies are about to pop, but they really are about to pop. This is Shasta daisy. And this beautiful, the idea of this garden was kind of orange and purples with a little white accent. And I forget, this one is agastache, and that's an orange flower. And then these purple aster, which have just, they are beautiful, and so many blossoms starting on those. So that's this one. And then this is another sort of orange purple flower. It's called lantana. And that's going to get quite a bit taller. And then we have these new roses that started as bare root, and they're going to be orange. And then here is purple yarrow, which is doing great. That's really popped out. And this is verbena, which is beginning to spread already, which is pretty exciting. And I forget what this little white guy is. These are snapdragons, which need to be staked, but that's a pretty beautiful flower there. That's a bush that was left over. And then this is this sort of low geranium that I transplanted from Carol that will have sort of purpley flowers. And did you get the snapdragon? I mean, it's a beautiful color, but we need to get these staked. And then over on the side are knockout roses that are, they're called lemon something, but they sort of start out yellow and then they turn white, but they are taken off. Those are new plantings. And then over here in the front, this is sort of the mishmash garden, and it's mostly succulents. This doesn't have an irrigation system, so it's mostly succulents and cactus. Whenever I find cactus growing in the yard, I plant it in here so we don't step on it. Some sedum that came in from the other garden. This is lavender, and then a butterfly bush, and these little blue oat grass, which are really cute. And there was a lot of juniper in this garden before, but as we're planting more, we cut back the juniper. And I still can't remember the name of that flower, but it's doing well. And more succulents that over here. These are a little older. This is kind of a funny looking hen and chicks over here. And then we've got, well, a bunch of wildflowers, and then a little garden in the wildflowers here. And sort of at the tail end of the yellow, there's some down here, but a week ago this place was covered in them. And this is this milkweed that's butterflies. These look like they're like sheep. And this is sort of the street side, and on the street side we have this crazy rose situation happening with the wild pink roses that have just taken off. This is really the first year that they're doing so well. Little garden in the front of the house on Hiller. The pink roses, and there's some cactus, and then the roses are kind of migrating around. And then in the back we have some blue oat grass, and then another rose of Sharon. Oh, and there's another one of those flowers up there. So that is kind of that's the most more wild Rosa rugosa in the back. And to be continued, but that is the report from the corner of Summit and Hiller in beautiful Wellfleet, Massachusetts. Oh, well, I would be remiss without pointing out, oh, look, there's another. See, this is what happens. These cactus grow wild here, and it's one good reason wild. And that's what I usually pick up and put in the garden so that people don't walk on it. And then we have some deeper branches, maybe at front. We have some window boxes on the deck itself. Did you actually see all those little pink flowers? Those are cute. And these are David's peppers of different varieties. One's already staked, and they've got their seaweed, and we are going to be eating peppers, folks. So now I do believe that we have covered it. So thank you for watching. We love gardening and playing in the dirt.
And then one day later, just one slight add-on. We finally had the appearance of the very rare rose pine, whose Latin name is Pinus rosacea, which blooms in the front of our yard very briefly in the late spring.